So it says Drake is currently in Australia and he's on tour out there. I want to show you guys how Drake is being tortured in Australia. Because even going to Australia during the Super Bowl performance wasn't far enough to get away from everything that's going on. It says Australia isn't far enough for Drake to get away from Kendrick Lamar as the locals sing Squabble Up in his face. They were singing the song in his face, bro. He was at a club, Salty. I'm going to show you guys. I've seen the video already. Let me see if I can just get straight to the video on this one, if they have it on this article. If not, I'll pull it up on another spot. Here it is. It says Drake trolled by locals. Once again, Australian locals troll Drake at a party with Squabble Up. You can see Drake frustrated as fans are singing it loudly in his face. Check it out. Hit that like button if you just came in. Put it on the full screen for you guys. Said Drake pulled up. There's one thing about, when Drake is loading right now, there's one thing about it. When Drake was doing it to Meek Mill, it was all fun and games, bro. Man, it could happen to you. Hey, they don't care, bro. They like, bro, right over there. Man, remember when Drake said that Meek Mill was right in the room under him at the hotel? They kept playing the song all night. They don't care, bro. They still playing the song while he on tour. The level of disrespect is comedy. The level of disrespect is comedy. And you know they know what they doing because they recording them. That's him right there. Y'all see him? You got to act like you don't hear it. You got to act like the song ain't fire. You got to act like Kendrick ain't as big as you are. You know what I'm saying? Comedy. Came out, said Drake's OVO crew was watching Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl in Australia during the tour. So Drake is on tour over there. And it says that, you know, given how polarizing Kendrick Lamar says in the Super Bowl halftime show proved to be, a lot of Drake fans have many different theories on how he feels about the show. Some think he needs a few napkins to wipe away his tears, blah, blah, blah. Others think that he should be fine. Nevertheless, a video of Drake's OVO crew allegedly watching the show in Australia surfaced online, and the group of guys looks pretty quiet and unbothered. Man, you ain't suing and doing all this extra stuff when you quiet and unbothered, bro. Y'all bothered. Said, of course, they take this. Of course, we should take this with a grain of salt, but we can imagine that they're too busy on the tour to really care about this. Stop it. They care. They care enough to stop the tour and watch it in Australia. Said it was noon in Australia too, by the way, while Drake was out there and the thing was going on. So this is the video of Drake of OVO watching it. Let's see what this is about. So y'all can see they watching, mute it so they don't take the stream down. I don't want them to be like, oh, you playing the music. Let's take the stream down. Let me put this full screen for you guys to see. Let me see. I don't know. It's buffering now. I shouldn't have restarted it. So they didn't stop what they doing there. Man, look. They huddled up around the TV watching everything. It's like 8 homies in there. Drake and his homies, they all sitting there watching like, man, could you imagine? Gathered, they said, freaky eyed. He a fan. They all huddle up. Imagine when Kendrick says, say Drake, and he look at the screen. Like, turn the TV off. Turn this TV off. Turn this TV off. All right, let's see. I thought that was interesting. Because you would think if you hate something, I'm not gonna put the energy into watching it. You know what I'm saying? So they said that the article says that they were in there watching it. Said apart from this halftime show, Drake engaged with Kendrick Lamar in a different way this week. And it's a new statement from his legal team addressing their lawsuit against UMG and Not Like Us. Now, I told you guys prior to this Super Bowl happening that if Kendrick Lamar performed this on the stage we likely would see Drake potentially pull a lawsuit against not just UMG and Kendrick Lamar, but also against the NFL. And the reason why I said that is because Drake had announced, let me see, did I have that queued up? Drake had announced that he was doing a deal with the NFL prior to all this. About a month ago, Drake announced that he teamed up with the NFL for an OVO collab despite their association with Kendrick Lamar. Now, I think it's soft to say that they're associated with Kendrick Lamar. The NFL is not associated with Kendrick Lamar. The NFL is doing a halftime show. They're associated with the Super Bowl halftime show. Kendrick Lamar just happens to be performing. But Drake announced this deal prior to the NFL, letting Kendrick go on that stage. And I thought when I seen it, because of the way he announced it, he just kind of put up a screenshot in his Instagram story. And he announced it in a weird way. And that made me feel like, oh, bro, you just trying to hurry up and tell the public that I have business with them. So it's publicly noted, because I know legal and I know the business. I know business. So in other words, if Drake announces, which he did, that I have a deal with the NFL, and even if it's a small deal, whatever the deal is, which he said the article says it's about some starter jackets, like some AFC, NFC starter jackets, which you guys can see right here. But no matter how big or small the deal, if it's publicly noted that we've done business together, that we have a deal together, then the minute that you do something disparaging to the brand, you're in breach of contract and I can sue you for that. Because we have a business deal together. You can't do nothing to hurt me in negotiation or potential renegotiation by law. So if you allow Kendrick, in other words, if you allow Kendrick Lamar to get on stage, this is what Drake will be saying to the NFL. If you allow Kendrick Lamar to get on stage after I told the public that we have a deal, now you're hurting my money and you're hurting the sales of my OVO jackets. So now I have the right to sue you and get the money back that I would have made, potentially would have made off the sale of these jackets that we had a collab for. So I thought that was a tactic that he was using prior to the Super Bowl to try to get Kendrick, to keep Kendrick from performing, not like us. 50 Cent even had came out previously. You guys probably saw that by now, and said that, Drake was trying to stop the Super Bowl from doing more damage. That was his whole goal with, everything that he did basically leading up to this. So now it's being reported that he issued a new statement from his legal team, Drake, addressing their lawsuit against UMG and Not Like Us, said, and he said some interesting stuff about it. And UMG is trying to fight this lawsuit, and maybe that's why Fox and the NFL did this anyway, because they were like, you know what, we're going to win this. We're going to file this motion for dismissal, which I showed you guys earlier in the live stream, and we're going to win this. So let's get into the statement that Drake issued. Hit that like button if you guys just came in. If you haven't seen this information yet, hit that like button. And if you're new to the chat or if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you guys being here. It says Drake issued a statement targeted at UMG right before Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. Said Drake calls out UMG. Drake and Kendrick Lamar's legal battle over the diss track has escalated, Not Like Us, has escalated, with Drake suing UMG for defamation. The lawsuit challenges both the song's release and its promotion, arguing that the track falsely portrays him in a damaging light. Now that Kendrick Lamar has performed this on the Super Bowl stage, Drake can add the NFL and Fox to that lawsuit. And that's why you're starting to see articles and you're starting to see reports like this one that just came out, which says what the NFL and Fox risked by Kendrick Lamar performing Not Like Us. And I'm going to get into that in a second as well. So you're seeing these articles going around because, like you said, like this one said, he's suing for defamation, not just for the song's release, which UMG released it, but also the promotion of it. So now Drake can say that the NFL and Fox, as well as UMG, are promoting a song that calls him a pedo. He argued that the track falsely portrayed him in a damaging light. Despite being signed to UMG himself, Drake has taken legal action against the label, accusing it of prioritizing profits over the ethical responsibility to him. His legal team issued a new statement right before Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance show, condemning UMG handling the situation poorly. Said UMG this is a quote from Drake and his legal team, says UMG is masquerading as a champion of artistic freedom by calling his actions merely entertainment. But there is nothing entertaining about pedophilia or child abuse in the real world. This is what Drake's legal team stated. Quote, We are confident that the evidence we will ultimately present at trial, including information we've already learned and continue to receive since filing the lawsuit, will expose UMG and their gross prioritization of its own corporate profits and executive bonuses over exclusively signed artists' well-being and truth. So they're using this Super Bowl halftime show as another catalyst to win this lawsuit with UMG, and they put out this new statement. And this was the response that Drake had to the Super Bowl happening, despite the lawsuit that he put out to try to prevent this from happening. Now, the problem is it already happened. The whole stadium was singing, not like us, bro. The whole stadium, Kendrick didn't say the line. He said, I hear you like them young. That's not calling you a pedo, bro. Hey, Drake, I hear you like them young. You better never go to cell block 1. That's not defamatory. Also, Kendrick didn't say it on the stage. He didn't say certified lover boy, certified. Now that's an insinuation. That could be that's up to the judge because in defamation lawsuits, and if it's an insinuation, which means you didn't really say it, but you kind of said it. You didn't say it directly, but you kind of said it. People can interpret that you said it from what you did. Then it's up to the discretion of the judge to say, yeah, that is defamation or it's not, because it is an interpretation thing. But you know, he did not say that on that stage. Kendrick didn't say the line that could even be insinuated. The crowd screamed it. So the song is out, the performance is out. Says New York Times music reporter Joel Coscarelli first shared this statement on X, adding another layer to an already heated feud. The tension between Drake and Kendrick Lamar has been brewing for years, but not like us, reignited the rivalry with unprecedented intensity.